This is Deducter bringing you scenario 7 of Grand Campaign 42. This is the scenario right before, or two scenarios before Stalingrad, I guess, if you include the bonus scenario. It is a reasonably difficult scenario. Basically, there are three things of note. One, here in the east, there's a big Soviet counterattack with lots of good T-34 tanks, the T-34-43, the latest model. Down south, there's another Soviet force. I guess they don't activate unless you approach this position or something, but of course I always approach this position to gain decisive victory. You're supposed to destroy a bunch of convoys on these B hexes. Get decisive victory. Anyway, there's a bunch over there. Here, there's, in the middle, there's a bunch of other Soviet tanks. Not the T-34-43, but I think KV and some of the older T-34s, nevertheless. Very significant Soviet forces. One thing I'm going to do is to overstrength my SE Panzer 3L. Spending about 100 prestige doing that, I think it'll be well worth it. Otherwise, I'm fielding a variety of equipment, haven't really upgraded much. Don't really need to, I think, before Stalingrad, so let's get this going. Alright. I've also deployed two strategic bombers, mostly because I don't have anything else to deploy at the moment. My plan will eventually be to get... so there are two units from the bonus scenario next, which is the depot one. I think it's called Buzennikov Depot. I have no idea how to pronounce it, but regardless, from that scenario... there are a few units I could use. Most importantly, what I want is the SU-122 assault gun, or self-propelled artillery, whatever you want to call it, the SU-122. That one is really, really, really good. It's the only high defense 3-range artillery that the Germans can get ever. So that's why it's so good. Unless you have like a +2 range hero, I mean 2 +1 range heroes on like a Stug, for instance. That's the only other way to get one. And those odds are not favorable. Okay, I gotta think. This scenario is not... I wouldn't say it's hard, because there are 20 turns, but it requires very, very careful tactical play if I want to go into Stalingrad with any sort of reasonable... in any reasonable shape, and that is the hard part here. Let's take a look. So I do have to be extremely careful. Okay. KV-1A. Well, you know how I always deal with those pesky little tanks. Yeah, sending the level bombers. Wow, okay. Kill is 14%. Here's an example of extreme good luck. 14% on 14 strength should be like 2 kills. Apparently I killed 5 and suppressed another 5. Making this target trivial to polish off. Let me just take a look, see what our assets I have available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually a pretty good choice. So the idea behind this maneuver is that I want to force the Aeon to the river. I can escort my bomber, use the fire to finish it off. Okay, that worked out brilliantly. That's complicated. When in doubt, I like to see what's going on. What Soviet units are there? There's artillery, Infantry anti-tank gun. Alright, that's not a lot. Do this, but I do need something to suppress. Well, that's pretty easy. What else can I send? Same initiative. Interesting. Alright. Soviet Mountaineer. Attack that way. That's probably a pretty good choice. Alright, I know what to do. That's the advantage of overstrength units with high initiative. I completely outclass the other unit in terms of initiative, so I get to hit with every one of its my unit's strength before the opposing target can retaliate. So I'm basically always 100% safe, barring extreme bad luck. So, yeah, that's good. I gotta think a bit more. I mean, I have one fighter left, few bombers. That's pretty good. Alright. I mean, there are a number of other things I can do at this point. Okay, so here's the deal. This unit has an entrenchment level 2. If I hit it once with artillery and then hit it with infantry, the unit may or may not die. In either event, I think a lot depends on how this goes. Pretty well. Okay. I have that. Alright, I got this. Right. Oh. It's probably the better choice. So here is some advanced maneuvers. I haven't had a chance to use this unit. So this first turn is already taking me like 20 minutes to play due to the intense amount of concentration that is required to perform, well, optimally. I'm pretty sure the Soviets don't have anything to counterattack with. You never know. Actually, I want to send most of my SE units to the east. I'll have 2 infantry, the combat engineer, along with my +3 defense infantry. I'll be fine. This position with the Soviet mountaineer is interesting conundrum. I know what to do though. Well, actually, no, I positioned that incorrectly. Whatever, it's fine. Ideally, I would attack on the Forest River Hex, the Don River Hex 9-9 here, then force the infantry to retreat onto Don River Hex 11-10. Honestly, that's not necessary. Now, here in the east is where things are most interesting. This is when stuff gets hard. I gotta think very carefully about this. There's a lot of open terrain. Not too much clear terrain, unfortunately. Okay, I got this. Okay. Well, some of this is working out really well. Obviously, I'm not going to attack into it. I might regret putting that infantry there. Oh well. I obviously have to do this. What's the spotting on that? 1. Okay, let's hope I get lucky rather than anything else. Please, oh please, little anti-tank gun attack. My prediction is it'll attack the Martyr too. But who knows? The AI has surprised me on more than one occasion. So my plan is to split part of my force, mostly the 1st Panzer Division down south. The Panzer Grenadier and the other Panzer Division will hit east first and then south. There's no need to actually go to the primary objective city, Ilolyva, anytime soon. Ilolyva. Yeah, I should probably learn how to pronounce some of these Russian cities with, you know, like 10% accuracy as opposed to the 1% accuracy that I'm pronouncing them with now. 1% is pretty bad. 10% is still pretty bad, but it's better than 1%. That's a good choice by the AI. Hitting my poor little Panzer IV. I'll probably normal reinforce that. It'll gain plenty. That's exactly what I was afraid of. See, the AI is better than you give it credit for. Damn AI. Alright, I probably could have done that better, but oh well. Well, now I'll have my revenge. Okay. Now this next part I didn't know about that T-36. This is why it is so important to have good scouting. Alright, that's not a problem. I can deal with this. The trick is to take out the AA gun. Then you weaken this unit. And you hit... Wow, it's going to attack it with everything I have, but... That'll have to do. That's interesting. Huh. Didn't die. Well, it's unexpected. Alright, let's see. It'll drop some experience, but I'm okay with that. It'll gain it back. Same with the T-34. Normally I hate hitting normal reinforcements, but... You know, sometimes that's the best you can do. Put that there. High-risk maneuvers. Hopefully there's a high reward involved too. But we shall see. In the meantime, unfortunately, my fighter cover is unavailable. Damn, artillery took too much damage. Okay. As always, it is often best to let the AI come to me. Why should I fight it head on? This should be relatively safe. Do want to polish that off though. Huh. Well, that's bad planning on my part. Probably should have used the infantry to do it. Eh. Jeez. One thing about air power, at least in my mod, is that you really should use it at the critical point instead of, you know, bombarding everything in sight. At least that is the design principle. You know what? I'm going to position myself to finish off that Soviet mountaineer. Too risky. I'll position myself there. Alright, let's see what happens now. I predict a massive AI counterattack. Alright, that's not exactly massive yet, but that's good. Get rid of the self-propelled anti-aircraft gun first. I like that plan. I need to transfer air power to the northeast. didn't know there was a Lend-Lease tank over there. Alright. Recon unit. Wow. This is interesting. Well, we'll deal with the first things first. Polish off the trivial target. Recon unit. This next part's hard. I had to think about this for like a long time. The problem is it's a bad idea to dissipate my army right now. I need to concentrate to deal with the coming onslaught. When in doubt, take a look. Right. Okay. I do not like that recon unit. So there are a number of tricks I can play at this point. Trick one is to basically occupy this area defensively. So danger is if the Soviets counterattack from the south. I mean, I gotta think about which way I want that unit to retreat. It's not so blindingly obvious. It's not a bad idea. Okay. Well, here goes nothing. It is advised that you do not attempt this without careful preparation and thought. Step 1. Step 2. The problem is that T-34 becomes vulnerable. Is there any possible way I could protect the T-34? Well, to be fair, T-3441 of mine can only be hit at 1 hex by the AI, which is good. I am also 100% convinced that the AI will hit that position, which is bad. Man, this is complicated. I also don't know what's in here. When there's a doubt like this, you know, I think the best thing is to take a look. There's a light tank. There's a recon unit. Tank and a recon unit, and there's... Oh, man. Oh, great. Okay. That's good. Obviously, these two units need to stay put to resupply. I probably have enough firepower to crush the... but that's not really necessary, is it? It's just an anti-tank gun. Not exactly the best defenses. Okay. This next part is generally a bad idea to attempt. Let's say. What was the initiative? Oh, the AI had a bit more than I thought. That's okay. Okay, see, there's a conscript there, and God knows where conscripts are lying wait. Nevertheless, taking a chance. Here's hoping I don't regret this. Now, here in the north, the defensive situation is tricky, to say the least. I think this is honestly my best bet. Transfer the mountain troops out. Leave the grenadiers up. Oh no, that's not gonna work. That's better. Oh boy. Right, I have two fighters. Oh, this fighter can attack, but it couldn't kill it. Damn it. One unit will escort here, and the other unit will escort here. Let's see what happens. That went okay. I can accept that result. That's it? This scenario is easier than I remembered. Because this AI opposition is pretty pathetic. Where are all the AI planes? I distinctly remember there were a lot more than this. Well, I don't know what's going on. Alright. Well. This is odd. Still not that trivial, though. I gotta think about the most efficient way to destroy that. And I also can't remember exactly how many of these things there were. It's a lot more than one. I think it's like 5, or maybe it was 3. 3 would be okay. 5 is a lot. There's also that SMG infantry horde. I don't want to fight. Okay. What's initiative? 7? Nah, that's too good. Well. This part's hard. The main reason is I like to concentrate my air force at any given point. Once I finish off the attack at the northeast, for instance, then I can transfer all my air units to south. That is really the way you should do it. There are plenty of turns. No need to rush. Yeah. Let's hit it with something else. What other assets do I have? Da, da, da. Yeah, I have a feeling those SMG infantry are going to come screaming soon enough. So in my mod, SNG infantry have +1 ground defense, which helps it resist artillery a little bit, and most critically, 2 spotting, so it won't make suicidal attacks. Yeah, this is a perfect defensive posture. Alright, now comes the trickier part. Yeah. Oh, this thing has a spotting 1, it shouldn't attack me. I have no interest in fighting that horde of conscripts. I never have interest in fighting hordes of Soviet conscripts. Those things are irritating, to say the least. Alright, now this position is difficult. There is no good way, there are basically no tactics, good tactics to engage the Soviet forces here in the south, except maybe some surrender mechanics. It's all open plains. There are no close terrain, I mean, it's a couple of forests, but I think infantry are in all of these forests. You know, without air power, losses are expected to be extremely significant. That doesn't mean, though, that I shouldn't try some tricks. That doesn't mean tricks are impossible. For instance, I still have a fighter down there that I could use, and a bomber, and I saw AI unit in here. So let's polish that off. How should I do that? Well, I can do this. It's hardly perfect. But it should help. Huh, meanwhile my infantry is mostly useless. So, in a case like that, best to arrange whatever troops I have in a defensive position. Let's hope this works out. I may come to regret these maneuvers. Good thing that conscript didn't attack my infantry in a city. There's a critical difference in having experienced infantry. Okay. Well, the good news is Soviets are counterattacking the south. The bad news is Soviets also haven't charged out their T-34s. No, they have them. Yeah, see? A gazillion T-34s. I'm just gonna have to devastate all of them. Okay, there's a lot more SMG infantry than I remembered. So I guess there were 4 of them. That's not that bad. Okay, at this point, once again, I'm gonna have to think about things. I would love to be able to actually reach the Soviet tanks. That seems unlikely. Ugh. Can't really do that given the huge quantity of other Soviet units available. I need to shift more artillery east. Arrangement is fine. here in the south, not really interested in advancing. But I am interested in rearranging my defenses slightly. See how things go. Where did that T-34 come from? There are 4 of them? Huh. The good news is the Soviets have moved out of their entrenched positions. The other piece of good news is I have so much air power here. The bad news is there are a lot of Soviets. Okay, I gotta think about this. How can I wipe out all of these units in approximately 1 or 2 turns rather? And then I'll shift my air power over here, start the advance here around turn 9 or so. It'll probably take me 3 or 4 turns. And then once I crush the position in the south, I will flank the city. And that'll be that. Pretty straightforward. It should give me just enough time to capture all the objectives. So, how do I want to do this? Suppress 4, that's pretty good. That'll be enough. Ah! 12 versus 8? Oh, come on. Da-da. Oh, Soviet tanks. Sucks to be them, doesn't it? Da 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 da. Da da. Please surrender. Damn it. Da 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 da. What are the odds? 2 kisses press. Do I have any other air units? No. That's pretty good odds. I'm mostly doing this because I want to save my artillery for something more important to take out. So that's 2 turns to wipe out that army. Not bad. I couldn't really do better. Alright, well, here I have no intention of advancing just yet. All my units will resupply. One good thing that has really helped me is that good weather throughout this entire time. Cannot emphasize just how important weather is. Okay, it's artillery piece. That's trivial. Destroy. I haven't used the 88 gun at all. That's my only disappointment here. Oh well. And that mops up that Soviet force with, I think, 1 step loss. That's not bad, if I don't say so myself. Ugh, these mountaineers are becoming increasingly useless without motorization. Let's see. I also have a strategic bomber. But I don't have enough artillery. Right. I need to start transferring a good chunk of my air units. Start now. The ability of pioneers to ignore entrenchment should not be underestimated. Damn. I was hoping to destroy that so I could occupy the city with my Panzers, but apparently that's not going to happen. That's okay. It'll take me a few more turns to transfer enough troops south. This next part is still going to be pretty hard. I can't remember when the AI attacks trigger and all that stuff. Like, soon, I know. It's supposed to rain. Ugh. Huh. Alright, this is what I'm going to do. Pull back my defensive screen slightly. Once again, I have no interest in attacking yet. Transfer my air units over before I attack. Rain. Good. Just give me a turn to transfer some units. I need 2 turns before I can advance. It's fine. I hope I'm not cutting time a little too close. That would be bad. +1 defense. Ugh, I keep getting those heroes. I can't really complain again. Thanks to how good the heroes have been generally otherwise. Still, I guess it just irritates me. Resupply, okay. High strength units are great to spearhead assaults. Now, so there's a bit of a question on how to attack the main city. It's actually not so obvious. It's not so obvious. I also know the Soviets do have additional, like, bombers and stuff. You know, let's take a peek. What exactly is going on back here? Meanwhile, so do I want to fight near the city itself, or do I want to fight east of the city? That's not so obvious. The advantage of fighting east of the city is I could potentially bypass more Soviet defenses. The advantage of fighting near the city is that there is a river to protect one of my flanks. I mean, this is why these grand campaign scenarios are pretty well designed. I mean, from a superficial level, they're trivial and easy to deal with, but once you actually increase the difficulty to the point where, you know, it's actually hard, and it's not hard to increase difficulty to do that, then you have to think about, well, do you want the river to protect your flanks? But then you have to assault with more. You basically have to conduct a direct assault. Those are always costly. Or do you want to attempt to flank the city, but since I know there's still mobile Soviet reserve, they could come and plug, you know, come up and attack me. Plus, there's all this rough terrain here. Great for infantry, I know. But it's also great for inflicting casualties upon my units. I think, given that my army's already in the east, and I am pretty good at close terrain combat, my best bet is probably to advance in the east. In the rain, I actually... Crap. Forgot about that unit. I usually feel better about... Yeah, but then a conscript will come out and attack me, probably. This is range 1, right? Beautiful. Okay, the solution is simple now. You could argue that the eastern part of the map protects my flanks too, just as a point of argument. Okay, now I have to deal with this army. Well, given that my air assets will be available next turn, I say let us advance. Losses are to be expected. Gee, mud, rain. What is this? This is actually a pretty significant problem. Huh. Well. The good news is mud limits the AI's counterattack. Bad news is I can't really do anything either. It's good. Oh, Knight's Cross. That's pretty good. Okay, leave that there. Just can refuel. I'll have every single air unit available for use next turn to crush the Soviets. I also want to take a look over here, see what's going on. Honestly, any sort of advance is a bad idea. I know resupplying the rain is not optimal. You don't get the full ammo back, but not really too much I can do. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty much it. Huh. Troops are stuck. Horribly stuck. Let's see. Man, that mud has probably saved me from a good amount of damage. Alright. I hate catapult rockets. Next. That's 5? Yeah, that sounds about right. 5 is about right. Okay. This approach is actually pretty good. There's nothing to the east. So my little gambit looks like it might be paying off here. Some guards. Here he has AT guns, but it's not too much in the east there. Huh. I gotta have to pause for a moment. And I am back. Alright. Situation is tricky. Let's take a look. Whatever Soviet armor there may or may not be is not in this sector. Given the presence of so much close terrain, this means that the Soviets, they can't do too much just yet. There are a bunch of guards. Like, basically, what I'm saying is this. Huh, I can finish this off actually with the recon unit. Now this next part is very dangerous. And well, okay. This sector is too difficult to think about. I'll have to come back to it. Let's do an easier area first. Yeah. Okay, so oh boy. One good reason for putting this Panzer IV in a forest is that these T-3443s have 7 initiative, whereas my Panzer IV has 6 initiative. If I force it to fight me in the forest, not only do I gain a defense bonus, but also initiative bonus. Although on the other hand, given that I have 4 stars, I actually have an effective initiative of 4 times 6, which is 28. So actually that might not work out. Whatever. It's not too important. Oh boy. Surrender. And cross. Kill. A bunch of T-34s. The eye actually has enough move to flank me. So, yeah, I'm going to protect this unit with 2. Next, I'm gonna hit the T-34s over here. While protecting these units with the fighter. Then I'm gonna bring yet more air power. But not all of it. I'm gonna save some of the air power for this sector, most notably that artillery. Try to exhaust it of ammo. What else should I hit? Alright. I killed that, but it doesn't matter. Alright, here goes nothing, basically. Dangerous maneuver that I may come to regret. I'm betting there are no Soviet infantry, so it's pretty safe to put my units on the hills. Switch this to protect my units. Wait, no, I can't do that. A lot of dangerous maneuvers. Let's hope I don't regret any of these moves. We'll see, though. I wasn't expecting the Soviet Air Force to show up to this area. That's a big mistake. There's a lot more planes than I remembered. Alright, that's okay. See, this is the Soviet Armored Reserve. This is what I was worried about. Yeah, ugh. Huh, interesting how the KB tank didn't attack me. Ambushed by my... that should be like a perfect kill. Not quite, but almost. That was not the brightest T-34, I have to say. This could be a problem. There are 2 more T-34s that could attack that. I might lose that tank. Oh, okay, good. It goes after my infantry. Good. Alright, the situation is actually pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty brutal assault. Okay. Okay. Yes, I lost a few string points on certain critical units here and there. That is unfortunate, but on the whole, the situation has been okay.